Hello, welcome to another episode of How to Kill It Now. My name is Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
How you doing, Sean? You right, mate?
Very good, bro. How you doing?
I'm nice. Can I share with the audience the slight issue that you had before the show, or can we not discuss that?
What issue was that?
You know, a little bit of a...
Oh.
I'm pointing at it now in case... even on the video, you can't see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, it's calm.
Yeah, you got a bit of a dicky belly.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I get that quite a lot though, so...
Is it?
Yeah. It was just before I left work, and I don't like getting on the tube when, you don't want to get caught short on it. But no, I'm okay. I'm cool. Good.
It's like a rite of passage, innit? Like, to have a dicky tummy as you get older, innit? I know everybody has their own experiences, but I've noticed when we go on holiday as a group, there's an increased conversation about, have you got some Gaviscon? Have you got some Rennie?
all of us are falling apart, so it's a pharmacy out here, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's funny. Like, all of us are like, instead of like, yo, man, should we go to the duty free and get some bottles? It's like, has anybody gone to Boots to get some liquid, heartburn relief and also the tablets? Because I know excellent combination, bruv. A teaspoon of one and two of the other, and you're great. But welcome to How to Kill An Hour. This is where Sean and I have a conversation about what's going on in the world of the internet, talk about some stories, talk about ways we've been killing time. But first things first, it's time for our jokes
Oh, damn.
of the week. I'm coming in with some horrible ones today, Sean. Let's jump straight into it.
We like.
I was in the library once when a man walked in asking for some ham and cheese. The librarian politely told him that he was in a library. The man first apologized and then whispered to the librarian, "Can I please have some ham and cheese?"
Right. There's loads of variations.
I like it.
I like it.
This is a horrible one as well. I went to a beekeeper and asked him for 12 bees. He counted them up and gave me 13. I said, "Sir, you gave me an extra bee." And he said, "Sir, that's a freebie."
Oh, that's a good one.
Couple more horrible ones and then I'm going to sit back. Why can you not hear a pterodactyl go to the toilet?
I don't know.
Because the pee's silent.
Should have specified if it was a one or two, innit?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm gonna go next.
You're gonna out horrible it.
I'm gonna go next. Just so we can
bring the levels back up. Is that what it is? Bring the level.
I wasn't saying that.
I can right your wrongs.
No, I wasn't saying that for 1 second.
Wow.
I'm probably gonna lower the tone, to be honest.
Okay, cool.
A guy is talking with a friend about past sexual experiences. Guy tells his friend about a set of twins he used to have sex with. Friend: how were you able to tell the difference? It was easy. Jennifer used to paint her nails pink, and George had a cock. I told you I was going to lower the tone.
I like that. Out of nowhere. Oh man, I've only got horrible ones now. Oh, all right. Sorry.
I feel like that's our standard. That's our baseline, bro.
Yeah, isn't it? No,
yeah,
baseline. I come in with the eye rollers, and you come in with the right hooks out, and the RKO of jokes. Someone asked me, "Where did your sister go hunting?" I said, "Alaska." He said, "Don't worry, I'll ask her myself." Alaska myself. I said, sorry, Alex, for the headache. Don't worry. He said, "Don't worry, Alaska myself." It does work better in a northern accent, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, I'll do it again.
I'm going to pretend like, you got to do the joke for us.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Someone asked me, "Where'd your sister go hunting?" I said, "Alaska." He said, "Don't worry, I'll ask her myself." Hey. Garlic and bread.
It's the future of taste, isn't it?
All right, and then one more, Sean, and then I'll let you, because if I carry on like this, we will lose listenership immediately. So just hang on.
No pressure, geez.
Sean will bring it back. A friend of mine got kidnapped by a group of mimes. They did unspeakable things to him.
Oh, that's good. That's bordering dad joke. I like it.
That's my mood. Where I'm into. Actually, you know what? To be fair, full credit. That come from Dad Says Jokes on Twitter as well. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Got credit there.
I mean, if it was that joke, then he nailed it.
Yeah, he did nail it. There you go. And that's me, Sean. I think that's the best I've got.
I've got a couple of longer form ones.
Go for it, bro.
A police officer sitting in the next booth heard. Oh, we'll start from the beginning.
Did you start from the punchline?
No,
and then I said chocolate.
Yeah, I've missed out the title, so I'm just going to have to freestyle it. Yeah, there are a elderly couple sitting in a booth. The police officer sitting in the next booth heard their conversation and having a chuckle to himself. He thinks, "I've got to see these old two-timers having sex against the fence." I'm guessing they spoke about this previously. I'll just keep an eye on them so there's no trouble. So he follows them. The elderly couple walks haltingly along, leaning on each other for support, aided by walking sticks. Finally, they get to the back of the tavern and make their way to the fence. The old lady lifts her skirt and the old man drops his trousers. As she leans against the fence, the old man moves in. Then suddenly, they erupt into the most furious sex that the policeman had ever seen. This goes on for about 10 minutes while both are making loud noises and moaning and screaming. Finally, they both collapse, panting on the ground. The policeman's amazed. He thinks he's learned something about life and old age that he didn't know. After about an hour of lying on the ground recovering, the old couple struggle to their feet, put their clothes back on. The policeman's still watching and thinks to himself, this is truly amazing. I've got to ask them what their secret is. So as the couple passes, says to them, excuse me, but that was something else. You must have had a fantastic sex life together. Is there some sort of secret to this? Shaking, the old man is barely able to pry. 50 years ago, that wasn't an electric fence. I definitely chopped off the first bit of this whole joke.
What was the first line?
I don't know.
Police officer. That's it. A police officer must have been overhears a couple talking about having sex.
Talking about reliving some sort of something they did back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be an old couple is talking about having sex, and then a police officer in the booth next to them listens in. Also, officer just allows that to happen, isn't it? Anyway, it's a joke. It's not real life. If you've got a slight, I may have a longer one if you want. I mean, I've done enough today.
Come on.
Airman Jones was assigned to the induction centre where he advised new recruits about their GI insurance. It wasn't long before Captain Smith noticed that Airman Jones was having a staggeringly high success rate selling insurance to nearly 100% of the recruits that he advised. Rather than ask about this, the captain stood at the back of the room and listened to Jones's sales pitch. Jones explained the basics of GI insurance to the new recruits and then said, if you have GI insurance and go into battle and you were killed, the government has to pay $200,000 to your beneficiaries. If you don't have GI insurance and you go into battle and get killed, the government only has to pay a maximum of $6,000. Now, he concluded, which group do you think they're going to send into battle first?
Easy, I did not see that coming.
Salesman. Yeah.
Yep. That took a twist. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
A guy walks into a bar and orders a rum and coke, but the bartender gives him an apple. The guy looks at the bartender confused and says, I ordered rum and coke, which the bartender replies, just try the apple. The guy takes a bite and says, wow, it tastes like rum. And the bartender says, I'll turn it around. The guy does as he's told and says, wow, this tastes like coke. A minute later, another guy walks in, asks for a gin and tonic, and again the bartender hands the guy an apple. Before the guy can say anything, the other guy tells him to try it. So he does. Wow, this tastes like gin. The bartender smiling tells him to turn it around, and he said, wow, this tastes like tonic. As they discuss about the apples, another guy walks in, says he doesn't know what to order. So the first guy says, don't worry, whatever you order, the bartender's an apple for it. The third guy looks at him suspiciously and then sarcastically says, all right, do you have an apple that tastes like pussy? The bartender laughs and reaches under the counter and hands him an apple. The third guy takes a bite of the apple and immediately spits it out and screams, hey, this tastes like shit. The bartender sighs and says, turn it around. I can see it in your face that you knew where this was going.
That's a classic. Absolutely love that. I love that, man. I think I've seen a video about, and there's done an actual sketch of that on Daily Motion where it's good. That's one of the best jokes I've heard over the last year. I love that. I love jokes like that, man.
I could tell that.
Yeah, I love it. Turn it around. Oh, that's class, man. That's class.
Oh, I'm gonna lower the tone with this one.
All right,
bad one.
Oh, you're actually gonna lower the tone now. Okay, all right.
This is a bad one, bro.
All right.
I sat behind a really attractive girl on the bus today. Then I noticed something on her back, so I tapped her on the shoulder. Excuse me, you have semen on the back of your coat. I'm sure it's not semen, she laughed. It's probably yogurt. No, it's definitely semen, I replied. I don't ejaculate yogurt. Oh, sorry. One more?
Yeah, go.
This is named, Can Your Dick Touch Your Ass? A 5-year-old boy and his grandfather are sitting on the front porch together when Grandpa pulls a beer out of the cooler. The little boy asked, Grandpa, can I have a beer? Grandpa replied, can your dick touch your ass? The little boy answered no. Grandpa said, then you're not man enough to have a beer. A little later, Grandpa lights up a cigar. The little boy asked, Grandpa, can I have a cigar? Once again, Grandpa asked, "Can your dick touch your ass?" The little boy answered, "No." Again, Grandpa said, "Then you're not man enough to have a cigar." A little later, the little boy came out of the house with a cookie. Grandpa asked, "Can I have a cookie?" The boy asked, "Can your dick touch your ass?" Grandpa replied, "Hell yeah, my dick can touch my ass." The boy replied, "Now go fuck yourself, Grandpa. Grandma made these cookies for me." Savage. Oh, that's all for me today, man.
I like that, Sean. I like that. A nice selection of disgraceful jokes there. Yeah, man. I guess that brings us on to our next part of the show. How we've been killing some time. Damn. I've got to be honest with you this week, Sean. I might have let down the team a little bit. I don't feel like I've done anything worthy of killing time this week. I feel like I've worked, I've slept, I've played computer games, but nothing that's too notable at the moment. I'll be honest. Look, I can be honest. I had to go on a game, and it was Suicide Squad, and I didn't really have a great time with it. So I don't really.
Okay, that's fair.
Really
I mean, I finally took the time out to sort my Meta 3 out.
Nice.
And got my sim racing back going, so I was very VR sim racing. So I was very pleased about. I just needed like a few hours, and I just hadn't given myself the time. And then once I got it sorted out, I thought, I've got that game that came free with the Meta, Asgard's Wrath 2.
Oh yeah.
So myself and KJ, I gave it a little go. Played it for about an hour or so. I haven't.
Was he online at his?
No. He was. Like we took turns. Yeah. It was like it took a little bit of getting used to, but there were like some pretty cool things that you can do. You like if you time it, you can parry the enemies when they're coming to hit you. You can do stuff like you like put your sword in the air and then like the lightning comes to it and then you can like murk afterwards.
That's
it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool.
He-Man style. Yeah.
He-Man style. And it's like when you do that, you kind of got like haptic feedback in the sword, so it gets you
excellent.
Kind of guessed. Yeah. But more to come. I've only played it for like it was only about an hour or so.
It's one of the first proper open world games that's designed for VR to be more than just follow a path. It's proper, like, this is what I've read like about is you can move around and it's pretty much you can explore a lot more and create your own destiny.
There definitely isn't, like, as you said, like a really set path that you can just go here. So yeah, it does feel that way. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really get much motion sickness, but the way that this game works is that you can move, I believe, forward and backwards, and then with the right stick, you can just flick it to the right or left, and it will turn at like a specific increment.
Yeah,
maybe 30 or 40 degrees. It just turns, and then you press it again, it turns and turns. You kind of get used to it when you're doing combat and stuff like that. But initially, there was a few times I was like, ooh, that may feel a bit weird.
Really? Because if you get a little bit of motion sickness, that's going to floor me.
But to be honest with you, I haven't. Sim racing, I'm very used to it, but when in other types, getting like sim legs, doing a vertical assist, sim legs. Going, like, it does take a little bit of a while, a little bit out of practice probably. So, but good fun so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of character have you gone for? Because there's a bit of character customization. I presume you've got a sword.
I've got a sword and it's like a pickaxe, but you can throw the axe, and then if you put your arm up and then you press a button and you bring it towards you, the axe comes back to you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Thor style. Isn't it?
Thor style. Yeah. So you can, and then you get like I've just clocked that there's like I got like a skill point, so there's like an upgrade system of doing, and you can pick which path you kind of go down, whatever you feel like. And what's nice is you can change your inventory. So if you want your sword in this hand, you can do so. You kind of like grab near your left hip or your right hip. At the moment,
to unsheath your sword.
Yeah, to unsheath it.
Unsheath your sword.
But there's also a couple of other slots on the higher one, so maybe you do it. Maybe that.
Yeah. I've played games where you draw an arrow. From your.
And I know that there are bow and arrows later on in the game. I've seen it on the trailers and such, so that would probably be quite fun. But it's the first time. I've played some VR in a little while.
Do you think you'll go and clock it, or do you think it'll be one of those ones you'll play like double, get in and out? And can you do co-op?
I don't think so.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
I don't
that would be
think- I
the
don't
one. If
think
we
so.
could do
Yeah.
if I could, because I got it as well. Because they gave it out free, didn't they? Because it was a big push.
It came
on
with
the
yeah,
Meta
it
to
came
kind
with
of
the
show what
Meta.
it
Yeah.
can do. Yeah.
But it was only out a few months after the Meta was released, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, obviously, Mark. Wait, the Zuck has been going in recently. Have you heard what he was?
I've heard him talk. You know, again with Cage, I was having this discussion, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously he comes out and he's pro Meta, which is no surprise, and he's talking about. But I was trying to say, there's such a big disparity in price that I think it's like you saying, "Oh, let's compare this Ferrari with this Ford Fiesta,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Well, they're both cars," and you're like, "Yeah, they are both cars, but they sit in a very different price bracket." I think the thing that Mark Zuckerberg is trying to say is like, even if they were the same price, he still feels that the Meta is a better headset. You know, that's what he's kind of getting at. I mean, it's 7 times cheaper or something like that.
7 times cheaper. I always, the way I could justify Apple Vision Pro, the way I could justify buying it is what I say to people, and I've kind of read this a few other places. Well, this isn't my idea, but I thought it was a good point. I'm trying to remember who said it. Someone from Engadget. I'll try and remember who that is, but it's like a big TV. If you justify, you would spend $3,500 on a big TV, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? So if you see it as a 4K display, then it becomes more of a justifiable cost. And the other thing that it does really well is it plugs into the Apple ecosystem, which is really, really good. But it's a lot of money, dude.
But this is the thing. I wouldn't personally spend £3,500 on a big TV. I would spend maximum of about 800 quid.
Yeah, that's a good price, isn't it?
Like that's about where I am. Maybe $1,000. Maybe $1,000. But I'm going to use a TV most days.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a TV for X. I mean, I've got a Sony TV in my bedroom that I bought like 12 years ago, man.
Yeah.
And it's still going, and I'm like, well, it's still going. I don't need like I've got in my living room. I've got like I don't know, 50, 55, 65 inch, 55. And that's a newer one. But I don't know. But if you're gonna, this depends. Like if you're gonna use your Apple headset to watch TV every day, or you play it all the time, and this and that, then okay, fair enough. I just don't think. I think one of the issues that I read was that people were like, "Whoa, it's nice, but there's not really enough out at the moment to justify getting it now." So maybe it's one of those ones where it will come into its own.
Yeah, do you know what Apple are great at? Finding a current product and creating something that's fits into the ecosystem of Apple really well, or they're good at seeing a feature that other phones have had or other devices have had and integrating that in, but doing it in a really smooth way. Do you know what I mean? So there's the age-old Android argument. We've had this for years, but Apple does it in a way where it's
Seamless.
really easy to use.
The whole thing is, if you've got the rest of the Apple stuff, you go, oh look, it's just
man.
Perfect. There's not much. You're not gonna have to be too worried about doing like tons and tons of setup or trying to get it to work with different things in your.
Exactly, and like connecting it to your phone and stuff like that, and using it as an extra display. That's cool, but it's kind of like I felt a bit like this about the Apple Watch though. Before I had one, I was like, well, what's the point? But then like,
it's not done too well, is it?
Yeah.
9th gen or something.
Yeah, man, that's it, baby. But little things like when I don't have my watch on and I go to open my laptop and it asks me for a password, I'm like, ew. I can't believe I have to do that anymore.
Are you MFA from your watch, do you? Or?
Yeah, now if it's locked now on my Mac, just press enter on the keyboard and it'll go connected to your watch and it's unlocked. Done. No. But if I'm away from it and like give it to you, whatever, it would ask for a password, whatever. So that kind of stuff is like really simple integration and stuff. But now because Apple are, for whatever reason, they're kind of heading towards the knife edge like of tech. This is new ground for them. They've broken new ground before with the iMac and stuff like that. I mean, in terms of design, they absolutely smashed it. But they've been very good at creating this is late, this is more expensive, but this is better. Even now, I've been in media corporations this week, and everyone that's the creative desk, you can tell where it is because it's a Mac. So they know that they've got that. How do they make the Vision Pro so good that you, Sean, go, boy, I don't really know about this Meta Quest? And also, I think what Mark was saying is they've just done more for it. Like, because the Vision Pro is quite new, Apple still need to bring stuff to the table for it. Games, entertainment, other things. Whereas, like, this is like what Quest is like on, was it fourth?
What's the third one?
Third gen. And then they've had other little, like, pro things here and there as well around it. They've been at this for years. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting for Apple to be where they are. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out.
I understand that the screen resolution is better. There are certain things. I mean, like, I'm quite disappointed that the field of view is not more than the Meta.
Yeah, it's smaller. Yeah.
Because most of the the reverbs, the other expensive VR headsets have a better field of view. And for me, for sim racing, like, you want like the largest field of view that you can possibly have. So that's a bit like that would, for $3.5 grand, I would expect to be able to see like behind me.
Yeah, and you see, for the eyes in the back of your head, obviously. But like, I want 720 degrees of vision. Sean's like, yeah, standard. But like, yeah, man, I feel like, and then there's obviously all of the hype beasts that are, like, you've seen all the videos of people walking down the street wearing it. I think that they're playing up to the camera when they're doing
you got
that,
people on the train like doing stuff
that kind
and
of
whatnot.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that on any VR, but
just make sure you got like the man them around you, because you're ripe for a Robin if you're walking around like that.
Yeah, I believe. I think visually, it looks like a pair of skiing goggles or something.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
Yeah,
and they always get that right.
Does look the coolest.
It's probably got an amazing box.
Oh yeah, the unboxing experience, and the case
amazing, and the case will be great,
is
right?
Beautiful, yeah.
Like, you buy them out, you don't get a case, but we have to look at the price point here.
Yeah.
I would say if the Meta 3 is in even the same ballpark as it, then for 6 or 7 times less, then, you know, at this moment in time, I still think it's still ahead in that. But this is the thing, they've just got into the race. They haven't really released all that much content yet. And like with most Apple products, I would say near enough all Apple products, it will come into its own at some point, and it might not even be the reasons why you currently think it. They'll figure out something that they're like, you know. This has been the year. This
has been the year where I've been the least inclined to upgrade any Mac stuff, because there's been lots of reasons as well. Like, I'm in the Mac universe. The iPhone, the new iPhone, I'm going to give it a year for everybody to get rid of their lightning cables and replace them with USB-Cs. Then I'll flip over, because I feel like now I'm still in an environment where there isn't always a USB-C around me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to know when I go over to the rent's house, they've got USB-Cs. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask, have you heard Bill Burr talk about Apple and such?
No, go on.
Go on. Wait, he's just talking about, he's like, this guy, he different charger. He's like, this is the guy that you think's God. This is the guy. He's like, he just walks into a room and he's like, right, I want all of this music into this little thing. Get on it.
Yeah.
And then just goes and comes back and he goes, I don't hear any thinking going on. And then afterwards, when there's like the big expo show, he comes out by himself. He's like, where's the other site? And he just comes by himself in his like his jeans and his like, you know,
it's a Miyake top.
Yeah, he's like, is this the guy you worship?
Yeah, bruv, you know what? He's not far off it. Did I ever tell you about the story about Jobs and the iPod? About when they were first doing the iPod, he was like, it has to fit in your pocket, and they're in a boardroom. Right, this is a real story.
Okay. No, I haven't heard this.
In a boardroom, and someone takes out one of the only working prototypes. Bit too big to fit in your pocket. Steve Jobs goes, "What is this?" I said, "It has to fit in your pocket." The guy goes, "There's no space. There's no space for us to make it smaller." He takes one of the only working prototypes and throws it into a fish tank and goes, "There's bubbles coming out of that. That's space. Get on it." What? Can you imagine though? One of the only working prototypes of a device that has never been made before. You pretty much feel, when you're in that, you feel like you've made a proton pack from Ghostbusters. You feel like you've made a teleportation device. I feel like I would feel like, yeah, I've made something that's never been made before. I'm gonna get a promotion. No, please, yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Absolute pioneer or absolute arsehole.
I feel like it comes hand in hand, you know. Sometimes you get people that think the bigger arsehole they are, the more of a pioneer they are. No, he's just super arsehole.
That's fair.
But there are, but like, yeah, with him, I mean, without the iPod, we wouldn't have had the wait. I don't think we would have phones where they are today. They would have gone in a totally different direction or taken a lot longer to get there. Because I remember it was all about having a BlackBerry with a keyboard on your phone. That was like cutting edge. And then all of us, I remember ribbing my boy Rick for getting the first iPhone. We're like, oh, what is that, bruv? Ooh, man, what you got? No, what's your BB pin? I remember rinsing him for time, and he's like, "No, I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's like you can put tunes on it." We're like, "All right, mate."
But this is the thing. It's like they were the pioneers of that. It wasn't like they came late to that space.
Yeah,
they were the first in that space. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a full screen, I had a full touch screen phone before iPhones came out.
Yeah,
and it was awful.
Horrible.
I can't even remember what it was, but I had it for about 3 days, and I went to give it back because it didn't. No, bruv, it's just, I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was an expensive, like it was an expensive phone. Bruv, I would like press something. I have to press it like 4 times, or I press something and another part of the screen would press, and I'm like, what the hell is this, man?
Well, then to that point, to be fair, Apple were late to that then, but they just came.
They came.
Do you know what it was?
Correct.
It was when he first swiped up, and then you saw the screen go up. People were like, "What?" Do you get me? That's the door. People were like, "Whoa!"
I don't think they were. I don't think they were the absolute first, but they were the absolute first of what they tried to incorporate within the phone, as you said.
I think they put user interface first. They put you first. They put what? How do you want to? What does a human do to get to where they want to get to? And that's what they built it from. And I think what Steve was good at was saying, because you always get, I've seen it before, like I work in creative spaces, there's tech guys, can't do that, mate. And I'm like, you fucking can. Like, you can here. And I'll show them how to do it. And they'll be like, well, that's a bit hacky. I'm like, well, sometimes we need a plaster, and we'll work out how to do the rest later. But now that works. Or like, when we come into this studio, there's a complex set of like, 1, 2, 3. There's like, at a push, 12 lights in here, minimum. You press one button and they all do something. I want to be a one button guy, innit? I don't want to be there going like, fucking right, like putting on 12 lights at a time. And I think he's good at taking very complex things and making them simple, like airdrop between, like, bruv, even now I could get a picture, send it to my Mac, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's just easy to do. I know that there's an Android version of that as well. I know that Google have got their own thing going on. Or even now, you know, you can just tap 2 iPhones together and you just share each other's like contact details, or you can airdrop stuff. It's just super duper simple, man. So I think it's like, to go back to the Vision Pro, I think this is their first foray into it, but is that the right word?
Foray, yeah.
Like, but I feel like there'll be more to bring to the table. But I think I'm ready. I would be more inclined to go for a Mark II, kind of like I did with the watch. To be fair, I wasn't the first on the watch. I think I was like 3, the 3rd iteration, or maybe the 4th. That's when I started getting involved, because I wanted to I wanted to work out the kinks.
Other people work out the kinks.
Yeah, man.
And also, like, not just be there waiting, looking for content, being like, bro, there's not really much going on
man.
For this, because the VR is still a space where I still think there are a lot of people who don't believe in that VR will like, even like gaming and such will properly be a thing.
There's two ways of thinking about it. You're 100% right. It's a tricky space. I think this is where I rate what Tim Cook's saying, and I've been on this vibe as well. I think VR as a social experience will be one that is very different to what people think. I think people are trying to think that we can live in VR and I think that's not the case. I think VR will always be there. It will be something we interact with, like gaming. There's people that game a lot, but they still exist in the real world. They're 2 separate things. AR is where I think we'll find real everyday use as soon as the products become something that's a little bit has less presence. So like, for example,
a pair of glasses that you can put on.
And Google tried that like 5-6 years ago, but the tech weren't there. It looked a bit weird, looked a bit intrusive. You could see stuff going on in the screen. The graphics weren't that amazing. So
there's a pair of Ray-Bans as well, which I remember when I popped into the O2 store at some point. They had the Ray-Bans with the cameras on the side. They look pretty slick and stuff, but I don't know how much functionality they have. I know you can take
pictures and videos and stuff like that.
But
I think when we get to the world where you're wearing a pair of glasses, maybe they've got a logo on them, but I know that you're like, you can be like, hey Siri,
what's Android?
Sorry, yeah. Hey Google, what have I got in my diary today? And it will come up and show you what you got in your diary. Show me directions, and you get a little left or a right and stuff like that. That's where it's at.
We've easily already got the technology for all of that kind of stuff. But as you said, it's about putting it in something that doesn't have, it isn't so cumbersome. You know, you can put it in your bag. You know, maybe if you're sitting on the train, you're probably not looking like an absolute
twat.
Wallet.
You look at twat. It's true though. You're doing it, and also it's like, is there anything that we've described that we can't do with our devices? Like my watch, when I've got maps on, it will vibrate 3 times, I think, to go right, or do 1 long vibration to turn left. So I can walk down the street with navigation on. I was in Barca at MWC. Someone sent me a bunch of it was actually a set of Google coordinates. You know, you can have like 4 or 5 things. Sent me a link. I opened the link on my phone. It connects to my watch, and my watch was saying turn left, turn right. So I could walk through a country I'd never been to before.
Oh, you don't have to be like...
I'm not looking at my phone. Safe as well, because Barcelona's cool, but when you're there for a tech convention, muggings occur, innit? Pickpockets occur. I'm walking along. I look like a local, and I'm able to look around, take it all in, enjoy myself. Can a pair of specs improve on that? If it's giving me information on where I'm at, like, yo, this building's this is that, or whatever. And is it...
So they get rubbed off your face.
They get rubbed off your face. Someone puts them on and goes, oh, your name's Marcus, yeah? Okay. Right. Can we just transfer all your money to my account, please? Yes, I'm trying to find, like, what is it, like with all good tech, what's the problem it solves that you don't realise you have until you have the product? Like now, Sean, if you stripped us of our phones, we can't communicate with each other, can't communicate with our family, we can't keep ahead of what's going on in the news, the weather even. Do you know what I mean? Like,
probably couldn't wake yourself up in the morning.
Right?
People don't have alarm clocks anymore.
Do you get me? No alarm clock.
Ones.
Exactly. I'm now the other day, like I still carry like a card here or there, yeah, but I left my wallet the other day, no problem. Boop,
bro,
got on
like
the tube.
this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that our mobile phones is one of the closest things of like symbiosis with us, because my maths is terrible. If I've got my phone, my maths is great.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Ask me to do an equation, and I can do it for you.
Ask me who Henry VIII's second wife was, and I can give me as long as I got 4G, 5G, I am on point. So it opens up a whole conversation, and you're super right with that as well. And it's like when people, because I work in tech, and then you get doomsdayers, right? Who are like, oh, it's over, but they never give you a date. Like someone like, well, you're gonna.
When they say it's over,
oh, AI is gonna kill this or do whatever. I'm like, but when we can talk about AI in a second if you want as well, because Sora's come out this week. Because actually, I have been killing time checking out Sora stuff. If you want to talk about that,
checking out what?
Sora, am I saying it right? Sora, a chat GPT new feature where it can make videos. I think it's called Sora. But yeah, like there's like doomsday people, and there's people that always talk about tech in like, but it will be helpful. And I'm always erring on the side of it's going to be helpful, because remember, like when computers are new, people were telling our parents that computers are going to take all our jobs, whereas now every job pretty much at some point requires a computer. And each of us have multiple computers on us, minimum one computer on us at all times. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's a very interesting space. But with tech, to go back to the Vision Pro, once I find the problem that it solved that I didn't know I had yet, then I'll be like, this is the one. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's where it is. Yeah. Because us without phone, Sean, I'd shudder to think, man. Get me? Imagine that roll of cash just walking around. What do you do? I don't even have buses. Don't even take cash here, bruv.
Yeah, I mean, because phones. I mean, you still like cards and stuff.
Yeah. I just meant like if. That's true.
But I see what you're saying. I feel like it would be nuts to do like 2 days no phone out of a week or something like that. Wild.
I'd love to. I'd love to get to that privilege. It's a privilege point. Yeah. I'd love it. I think it's quite privilege. Should we aim to get there?
That would be sick. Yeah.
If you could do that once a week.
Even once a week, man. I still think that's just to, I do as well. I'm not really one to like sit on my phone or anything like that, but there are times where
I've noticed. But I don't mind that, Sean. So I'll send you a message. So guys, just so you know, I'll send Sean a message and he might not reply until like the next day. Some people find that really like
but those people are not a friend of mine, innit? Because they would like, if that was the case, they would unfriend me very quickly. Do you know what I mean?
She must be like, because I've actually never responded to their messages.
It's not. I don't get into texting conversations. I'd much rather speak to someone. I'd much rather speak to someone in person, or I'd much rather have a phone conversation about messaging. Also, because I find it very difficult to relay what I'm trying to say into words when I'm writing them down, because so much of what you say is intonation and how you say it.
Yeah, Jordan Peele and Key and Peele, they have a sketch where they're texting and it gets misconstrued.
Oh,
like one of them's like, you want to go? Like, do you want to go? And it's like it's insane. Do you want to go somewhere? And everyone's going, you want to go? You want to go? Yeah, I want to go right now. And he's like, oh, cool, man. Let's go right now. Shall I come to yours? Yeah, come to mine or I'll come to yours, man. Like that. And they're like, proper kick off. Yeah, you're right. Bruv, we're old school, you know. I like a phone call. I do like a phone call. I do like a chat. I think it can be more direct, and yeah, you can lose personality for it. Like, you can misconstrue conversations so much easily through text.
Yeah.
Like,
and I know, like, I've had that multiple times.
Yeah.
Where I've been like, oh, it's cool, I know how it is, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, blah, I know how it is, and they're like, and they'll take that as, oh no, I know how that is.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, I didn't mean, and I was like, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm like, oh, just explaining myself, innit?
I'm getting better with it because I'm using it now. But the thumbs up emoji, I think that is quite passive aggressive. Go on, you're about to say.
I was about to say that. I used to be like anti emojis, and then I realized that, oh, this is how we add the intonation and such.
Yes.
Because you can be like, you're a prick, and then put like a thumbs up and like a smiley face and like.
As a Kanye West tweeted, if you put lol at the end of any sentence, it takes the edge off what you say. Like, you're an absolute fucking dickhead. Lol.
You're on a. I would like to plead guilty. Lol.
You're on a lol. You're fired. Lol. But yeah, man. So how I have been killing time this week is I've been looking at Sora. It's ChatGPT's new feature where it can make, I think it's 10 to 20 seconds, or is it 30 seconds of 1080p video that is highly convincing just off a text prompt. So,
yeah, I've heard about this.
Have you seen any of them knocking around?
I haven't.
So I'll try and find some for you now to show them to you. But there's like puppies in the snow that someone's made. There's someone walking down the street. Now there are examples where they look really good, but they're still a little bit fishy. I'll tell you why they're fishy, because ChatGPT still is just basing its responses on what it thinks we want to see, but it doesn't. People don't get AI. AI doesn't actually understand. AI is not a person going, hey, it's not like that yet. It's thinking like, this is what we create in response. So some of the videos, weird things happen, like someone's walking and they walk forward with the same leg twice, or there's a video of someone in a bed where her arm just turns into the sheets, but in this really weird, creepy way. But the rest of it looks really, really real, really, really real. I'm just going to bring up some examples for Sean, actually, so he can have a look at these. There we go. Listen, someone's managed to do some 4K ones. I'm spinning around letting Sean see them while we do this. So yeah, man, it's quite.
So this one, someone would have put walking in a
down the street. So you've got a woman walking down the street
of Tokyo or something.
And I think it is, yeah. And then sometimes you might see one leg moving twice when it doesn't mean to. But if you were to quickly look at that, would you say that that is real footage? You see that for a few seconds.
I would have thought that was real footage.
Indistinguishable, right?
Yeah,
so
it's amazing.
Yeah. So people are saying, obviously, this feeds into the whole. That's another one. They've got like a Chinese New Year celebration. What's that called?
It's the line dance.
The line dance. That's it. Yeah. And it's some stuff that looks like it's shot with a drone.
It looks like it's in Croatia.
Yeah. So we could. So it does actually. So we could basically. We could show you this, and it can do animated stuff as well. So all sorts. And there are weird things. There's like some.
It's actually quite creepy.
Yeah.
Big eyes.
There's some puppies playing in snow, which looks weird because the snow kind of generates out of the puppies, like, because it doesn't quite know how to make it. But it's very convincing. First thing I saw was someone saying, well, that's stock video creators' jobs out the window. And I was like, oh, no, like it could in a way, but then as a stock video creator, now instead of you going to shoot, could you not create your own stock video and send that to someone? Or because it's lowered the bar for everyone being able to do it, does that mean that you can now, even though you may not be able to go out and shoot stock footage, is there another line of work you can do within that, creating libraries of stuff? Because people still don't want to make stuff. People still don't want to go, like, I can go into ChatGPT and make something, but then I suppose that's like me saying I can go and take a picture of something to use it as a still. People still want stock imagery. Do you know what I mean? But, and people are saying as well, like, obviously we've got people around us that act and work in entertainment. I've got voiceover friends, actor friends. You've got voiceover friends, actor friends, and family around us and stuff. People are saying that they're worried about losing jobs. People losing jobs. I still don't know if we're there where AI has convinced me that, or has shown me a better performance than a human has done. And I still think there's that area called the uncanny valley where we can just about tell that something isn't real, and that's why we still enjoy a human performance.
Uncanny valley.
Yeah. The uncanny valley is like the last time I experienced it was one of the newer Star Wars films where they had an actor in it, because it was like, I think it's Rogue Squadron, maybe one of the films where Vader's in it and some of the actors around him. Clearly all of the flipping guys that were like 60, 70 when the film came out, they're not with us anymore, and they have this what? Yeah. They have this excellent shot of somebody and it's almost real. And he only says a couple of lines, but they must have gone through excruciating amounts of CGI
But there's
to make
something in the back of your mind that goes, something is not quite right.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. And I feel like we've not lost that yet. But to be fair, looking at some of these, if I was to quickly look at a video, I don't know, man. It's like an animated video. I don't know, man. If maybe I could. This is where I think people could lose jobs. We could do it. Me and you could do one of our silly stories where we spin off in a random direction, feed it into ChatGPT and say, make us a funny animation out of it. That previously cost a lot of money. I've done that before with projects. We at the start, now we've got some stuff animated, amazing quality animations. If ChatGPT can get that right, then that's amazing. But it still requires the human input of conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we could potentially do like a long form joke.
Have a go now. Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
And it will like create an animation of whatever we're talking about.
Yeah. Or we could feed jokes into ChatGPT and get it to give us jokes, read out those jokes, maybe get another AI to read it out in our voices and then animate it. Do you know what I mean? But it's there. But I feel like the doomsdays are like, oh, we're finished. But whenever I say that, I'm like, example, please. When it happens, it may happen, it will happen. Like, it will be able to outperform us in certain ways. But I feel like it's very easy to be like a doomsdayer. And then if it doesn't happen, no one ever comes back to question you. But if you say everything's fine, as soon as it goes wrong, everyone will be like, no, man, I told you. So that's Sora.
People can take whatever stance they want, except for the fact that, like, usually I'm like, well, what, like you said there, I'm like, well, what's to back it up? Like, I just need something, otherwise I can make up something random and not give you anything to go on. I'm
just showing you some more of the footage there. There's like a woman blowing out candles and stuff like that. And this is all very easy to find if you Google Open AI Sora. There's a video of someone's nan creepily over some candles. That's all made. It's her blowing out candles. Would you think that that's real if you first saw that? A cat walking along as well through some...
man, that looks legitly real.
Yeah.
That does.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
The one with the woman blowing candles out looks a bit creepy.
She does look fucking creepy.
Yeah. Some people are creepy.
Some people... I mean, old people are... Generally, old people are creepy. I'm with you on that, yeah. I'm going to come with that sweeping statement. I'm to be creepy.
You're saying, like, I'm with you on that. Like,
I didn't say Sean, I'm with you on that.
I didn't say it.
No, I'm with you on that. I
don't think all old people are creepy.
I'm with you on that. All old people. And I agree with you saying they smell funny as well. I agree. Lock them up, Sean. You know what? I'm with you all the way. I back you.
I'm just glad you agree with all of my sentiments.
Yeah. Over 60, lock them away. I'm with Sean all the way. There you go. Sean from Prime Minister. Yeah, man. So what is your? Because you're in the Sean works a bit in tech, but you're not in this whole kind of AI discourse which is going on, and Discord as well at the same time. So where do you stand in it? I've shown you some stuff. What's your, like, someone who's just seen this stuff, what are your thoughts on this AI Sora showing, somebody's actually used AI to upscale this to 4K. They actually only came out at 1080p originally, but
it's one of them ones where I think if you were in the space, if I was creating, videos that this could then, get in the way of that, or potentially I become obsolete, then I would be worried.
Yeah.
But this does not affect me personally in that way. And so therefore I can't really be too worried about everybody who, I don't know. It's like if before Brexit I was doing a manual job and I thought that by leaving everybody would, then people wouldn't come and do that, then I'll be like, from a personal perspective, maybe this is the right, do you know what I mean? But like, it doesn't, that's not affecting me in that way. So it's not, I think it's kind of cool because it means that someone like I might be able to create something like this with my zero skills.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of like that about the progression of technology, because I feel like sometimes it's the barrier of learning to do something that takes the creative out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I think we have some phenomenal musicians around us, but because they've not had classical training, they may not have been able to realize their musical genius 500 years ago. Whereas now, because we can sample something and chop it and flip it, you're working off someone else's work, but because we all build on the shoulders of giants. Like, so I always feel like when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, it enables people to show creativity. Like YouTubers are a bunch of people who may have, but I think the majority would not have got presenting jobs. They don't look like presenters. They don't sound like presenters. They're hyper nerds or whatever. Me being a nerd as well. Yet that's what's made these people get more viewers than any other tech presenter has got. There's a reason why, respectfully, BBC Click is parked over a relatively quiet part of the BBC, but when MBKHD comes and talks about the new Apple Vision Pro, everyone's talking about it. Do you know what I mean? He's hitting millions of people at the same time. He's probably even done some content around this AI Sora that everyone's gassed about as well, and people will look to him as an authority, whereas conventionally, with a little black dude that plays ultimate frisbee professionally, by the way, is like a professional ultimate frisbee player, would he be considered as somebody that's suitable to be on TV? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very interesting space. And I come from conventional broadcast. I've never let it worry me. I've always kind of tried to run towards what the new is. Like I remember when you had to explain what podcasts were to people. People thought I was bonkers for getting into this, but I was like, this is like, it lowers the bar. And everyone has a podcast. I'm like, great, go for it.
I think if you're in the tech space, ideally I don't think it really serves you to not get on board, not try and keep up with the with the latest things that are coming out, because if your mentality is such that, oh, this is going to ruin that, you might end up missing like some great chances of if you were a bit more open-minded about what you could actually do with that technology.
Yeah,
like run with it. Oh, think about, how do I get this working for me? Even if I was in the space of like, I was a video content creator, or So,
yeah, man. Yeah. I think we should embrace it. I think embracing it is the way to get the best out of it. Because it's always funny. Like I have comedian friends that will be like, oh yeah, it's over for us. I'll be like, but some of my comedian friends without social media, which was new at the time, would not have been able to get through to where they get to now, because there was no route through conventional television. So, but I think we age very quickly now. Like, no doubt, Sean, at some point in the future, I'm just about in TikTok world, innit? Yeah. Like, I'm on it, but I'm not on it. Probably I'm like a couple of iterations of new social media formats away from going like, oh, fuck this. I'm out. Do you get me? But like, at the same time, I feel like running at something is the best way. And the thing is, there are people in our industries who are old as fuck, who are still well across all the new stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it is possible. And also, like, with learning, I just want to know, I like learning where the new stuff is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. But like, long story short, that's where we are with AI Sora. Even this week, we've seen better bits of content than what we've seen earlier on in the week. People have been experimenting with it, pushing it. Like one video was indistinguishable for me, was a shot. I'm trying to explain this for listeners as well. So you imagine a camera pointing out of a train carriage window, and it's like passing lovely, beautiful mountains. And when it went through when there was a shadow that went across the window, you could see the face of somebody who was in the carriage looking out. And I just looked at it and thought, that's a really beautiful shot. Like, to be fair, couldn't really. If I was to see it for a few seconds, I wouldn't be able to tell you that wasn't a real shot.
And also the fact that like you have got a much more keen eye than I think your average Joe.
Yeah, man.
Because of what the things that you've done. So if it gets past you, I think it will get past a lot.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, I don't know if it's hopeful. I know I've got people in entertainment that don't like me saying that, but I don't know. Anyway, but right, there was a good meme though. It was a meme. I don't know if you've seen a meme. It's like two shots of a monkey. It's a monkey looking over there and a monkey looking like to its right. It's like, so the monkey looks forward and then to its right picture, it kind of looks at you like, oh, they're onto me. And people are like, the first scene is like, AI will ruin the world. And then it was like, that's the first monkey looking cool. And then the second monkey looking a bit suspicious was like, the whole porn industry is like, oh, like that. Bro, photorealistic videos. But with that being said, all joking aside, porn has helped shape where media goes.
Of course.
Streaming, Blu-ray,
man. VHS and Betamax.
The wipe cleanability of those cartridges is ridiculous. I mean, they could take a pasting, bruv.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. I mean, do you know what I heard the other day? The amount of money earned by OnlyFans annually. Any idea?
The whole company.
How much revenue does OnlyFans take in a year? Last year.
Oh man, all right.
Actually, I think it was 2021.
I think it's got to be in the bills. It's got to be billions, bro. You're not giving me anything. I'm looking at short. All right, I'll say 1.5 billion, and I don't know.
Do you know it's not a bad guess? But as of I think it was actually 2022. It was $2.5 billion.
Fuck.
That is the GDP of a small country, and let's be honest, 98% of that is chicks just getting naked, and like you're like, rah. Even in this day and age, that's how much money people are still pouring into that kind of content, which is wild.
Don't they know you can get it for free?
Maybe they can create their own. They're like, I want stuff. I want.
But yeah, no, you're right. As soon as somebody comes along and they create their I wouldn't be surprised if OnlyFans were getting busy making AI accounts, and I wouldn't be surprised if the likes of free porn channels were having AI areas where you type in what you want and you get exactly what you want, custom designed for you. That is literally the Spotify playlist of porn. Do you know what I mean? Because the difference with Spotify and radio was used to be a group of 5 people to 10 people going, this is what we're going to play and this is what the whole UK is going to like, for example. Whereas Spotify goes, no, this is what Sean likes, this is what Marcus likes, this is what Marcus's mum likes, this is what Sean's mum likes. So that at Christmas, we could all get delivered 4 different playlists that are perfect for us. And the hit rate on Spotify is, personally for me, not the AI DJ thing, that's another conversation, but the hit rate of Spotify when it recommends stuff, 8 times out of 10 is really good. And once in a while it pulls a banger out the bag. I'm like, flipping hell, mate. Nice on you, yeah.
I had that today, actually. I had that today. But yeah, actually, my music taste is quite eclectic. Yeah. So the hit rate's not quite as high for me. Yeah. But still. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it could go then, and like obviously there's all these jokes and stuff, but I always look to porn.
Is that what you do? just in general.
And thank you for listening to this.
In anything. If I've got
spare 10 minutes. Yeah. I do. I look to porn to see like where media is going to go, because it has been a great indicator. So we'll see again with the AR stuff and the VR stuff. We're going to see where that goes. That will help shape that, and I think it will help shape AI as well.
Well, what's the AR like on the? Because I know on the Meta 3, it's the AR. They've really started to push it a little bit, and it's what I've experienced of it so far has been pretty cool. I know there are quite a lot of games that you can, not even just games as such, but tools that you can use where you're obviously like. Sit in the studio here, have them on. I can create something on the table. We can even create a world on this table. We both got headsets on and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool. But I'm guessing the Vision Pro is
it's cool. Like the cool stuff I see in Vision Pro is like walking around your house and there's screens on the wall and stuff. Or like, there's a guy going to the loo and then pressing a button and he's in the mountains having a shit. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw some guy like lying down and he had like next to one of his like bathroom, he had like a big screen there. And one on the wall there, and then you had one over there. And
it's only so long till we have a blunder. Someone's in a meeting and they press the wrong button and they're like having a wank. Like during lockdown, there were all those people that got caught like knocking one out during the quarterly or whatever like that. So we'll see that. But it's cool. And
wait till after the meeting.
Come on,
numbers are just doing it for you.
That's 4% growth this quarter.
People took their laptops to the bathroom and were like, taking a shit. I was like,
It also makes you think how rife we are in the world of people taking a shit on a Zoom. I get it. People want to be efficient. I know people that take a shit every day at work and they count up the time that they save every year, or they earn every year taking a shit. They get paid to take a shit every single year.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's interesting. That's
a dear friend of ours. Who who he is, isn't it?
I'm gonna in my mind. I'm hazarding a guess it.
Yeah, he's the one that you hate the most out of all of us. That's it.
That's fair.
Isn't it? Yeah, he knows. And if he's listening, he knows who he is because he hates you the most. But he's he takes a shit every day. He's like, that's 15 minutes I get every day. Do the maths, baby. Do the maths, baby.
You know what's funny is I can imagine him doing that.
Stiffing the man. And I think when he moved to a new job at some point over the last 5 years, to say ominous, he was like, the new work toilets are shit, man. Where I was asked that, the toilets were popping, bruv. The toilets are
20,
fantastic.
25, 30 minutes.
Man.
No problem.
Wi-Fi signal in there was so good as well, man.
Wait, I'm telling you, if you want people to be, if you don't want people in your business to waste time, make your toilet like a Faraday.
Yeah, oh yeah, Faraday cage. That's it. Yeah. No reception in there at all whatsoever. Yeah, man. 100. You're right. You know,
Like people will be in and out.
Yeah,
Quicker than you can remember.
Yeah. Oh man.
You see people walking in with broadsheets.
Yeah. People walking with like a novel. You get me? Like,
standard.
Oh, you know, I just felt like War and Peace, man. I thought, let's get into it. Yeah.
Man's are taking flyers in there. I don't know. Might as well get have some reading.
All of a sudden, there's been like a request from a few people to put more bleach bottles in the bathrooms because we all know if there's nothing to read in there, you're reading the back of bleach. Chloride. All right, I'll start again. Turn it over again. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic, man. Sean, we got a little bit of time for a story, I guess. All right, but we're almost at an hour, you know, bro. I think we might, because of time, we might have to wrap it up here, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Did you have something that lined up? Because
we can wait till next week.
We can wait till next week. I mean, to be fair, Sora and the video stuff's pretty cool. Isn't it cool how time flies with us, man? But are you all good other than that, though?
Can't complain, man.
Can we talk a bit more about how you've been killing time this week? Because I realised I've just eaten the whole episode talking about Sora. You said you've been watching multiple.
Talked about the VR. I watched a couple of films over the week.
Go on then.
So this is how it works for me, right? If ever I see a new Jason Statham film that comes out, I'm like, I'm watching it.
Standard, my guy.
Just how it is. It's not a choice anymore. It's like, I suppose I have to do this then.
Can I ask you a number of quick questions?
Go for it.
Are we expecting it to be an Oscar-worthy film?
Of course, I expect all of. No,
if he does an American accent, are you expecting it to be convincing?
Wait, can I just say it, right? So, in the in the latest, in his latest film, The Beekeper, he started off, and I was like, what's that? What are you doing? But at the same time, there are people in real life who have been over. You know, overseas and done this, and then but what they do is after about 15 minutes or so, like someone in the thing she goes, I can tell that there's a bit of English in your accent, blah. So you're like, oh, so it's supposed to be this really weird English American mix, you know, like, but the fact that they touched on it, I was like, I'm not mad about it.
I'm thinking 5 weeks into the shoot of an 18-week shoot, someone's gone, fuck. How do we rectify this? Let's do a quick line in. Let's do a quick line. Yeah, because I've seen a few films, I don't know, where he started off with an American accent and by the end of it, so halfway through they've just gone, fuck it. Just Jason, man. Just do your thing.
No one's going to care, innit? No one's going to care.
So you're expecting an Oscar-worthy performance and and not much fighting. You weren't expecting much fighting in it then, I guess. No,
I was, you know, I thought if there was any action in it, I'll watch it, but it's not why I'm here. Do you know what I mean? I'm for that sweet dialogue.
Sweet dialogue, and and moral story, innit? Yeah.
But can I say this?
Yeah.
Watched a bit of Snatched the other day.
Snatch.
Just Snatch.
That's the AI version.
For the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And dialogue-wise, it's just so good.
It's up there, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. It's in my top 5 of all time.
Yeah. I don't think Guy Ritchie's kind of, that was his best, you know. Sorry to say. He's done good films are cool now, but I think that's his, like, you know.
It was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lockstop was good.
Yeah.
Gentleman's good.
Was Layer Cake. Was that Guy Ritchie?
Layer Cake's good. Yeah, with Daniel Craig.
Craig. Good. But all good as well, but I think those were his hot ones. And I still will listen, Guy Ritchie film, same reason as Jason Statham film. I'm watching it because I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I will watch The Beekeper as well.
It was the story is like you're like, this, I don't know how this quite kicked off, but she's a savage in it.
Oh, I love it.
It's a savage, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the savagery.
Yeah. I'm a Jason Statham behind though. I need to watch The Meg too, because The Meg was just The Meg and The Meg 2. I'm like, that is peak.
Can I just say, The Meg 2 is one of the greatest films ever made.
Oh, wow. Especially in that hyper dangerous shark little niche there, because it's competing against Sharknadoes as well.
You would be surprised how many films are in that space, right? And most of them are really, really bad. But if they're really, really bad, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
They've got to reach a 3. If you make a good shit film, it's got to be below the threshold.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to get. It can't just be a shit film. It's got to be a good shit film.
Yeah.
So honestly, the Meg 2, hey, bro, I'm telling you, it's absolute gold. It's got.
All right.
It's like this, right? If you sit down to watch any film, and before the film started, it's like, what are you looking for from this film? For me, if I rolled off all of the things that I wanted from the film, every single one hit 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
What is it you want? Go on. Before we leave, go on. We've got to reel them off.
What's this on?
Yeah.
This is on the Meg 2.
No, what do you want out of a film? Yeah,
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but like, before I sit down and watch
Mm-hmm.
a certain film, this is why this pisses me off, right? When I watch, sorry, I'm going to a rant here. No, but I read reviews, from critics, and I'm like, bruh, of course, Freddy versus Jason is not going to be Oscar worthy. Like, before someone goes in to watch that, I feel like the critic needs to also program their mind, being like, what are people looking for from this film? You know what I mean? You want horror, you want some action, you want some one-liners. Yeah, you want some like gruesome things. Be like, I'm not going into it being like, oh, I want some really good back and forth dialogue with Freddy and Jason, where if they really, really go deep, and it's like, you know,
I want a coming of age special with. So what is it when you sat down for the Meg 2? What is it you wanted? What did Sean want out of it then? And what did he get?
I wanted Jason Statham to be Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be ridiculous.
Yep.
I wanted there to be lots of ridiculous things where, like, you were like, surely the shark should just eat this bear in it, but he's manufactured a harpoon and is gonna now take on this like 1,000,000-foot shark. I wanted all of that nonsense.
Yeah. Science that doesn't quite work, but you just believe it because they just say words quick enough.
Don't let science get in the way of making the Meg 3,
the
bro.
greatness.
It was
That's not factually correct.
Yeah. I bet there was people as well, innit? They were like, no, actually, by my equations, that wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like,
the trajectory of the shark. Shut up.
I want to see the man jump on a jet ski with some harpoons and like go, just do some. And it was, bruv, the film finished, and I was like, that was so good. That was amazing.
Nice.
That was amazing. Hey. We shall discuss it after you've watched it.
I think I'll stick it on this week. I need something to give my mind a bit.
And you've seen the Meg 1?
Yeah, of course.
So the Meg 1 was, I can't really remember it much of it, but it also did what I wanted it to, but it didn't quite reach the lofty heights of the Meg 2.
Yeah.
And usually it goes the other way.
I remember from the first Meg, it had one thing that I want from a film like that. Big slow-mo shot. Like one of the most ridiculous things in it is just in slow-mo. So you can take on just how ridiculous it is. I think there's a point where he's like jumping towards the shark with like a harpoon in his hand, and the shark's like mouth is opening up, and it's like, surely he's gonna die. Like, well, obviously Meg 2 in it, so spoiler alert, he didn't.
I don't know. He might.
Or maybe he did. Okay, on that note, I think we better. It was a quality episode there, man. Make sure you follow at How to Kill an Hour on all social medias, and Marcus Bronzy on all social medias. MarcusBronzy. Where can we find Sean?
Oh man, you always ask me this.
Find Sean on his Quest Pro. Yeah. Internet.
Or you can find me in a book called Where's Wally Sean.
Where's Sean? Thank you for listening in, man. We'll be in your ear holes real soon. And man, as always, Sean, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Likewise, bro.
Peace.
Likewise. Nice one.